in the wrestling community, and for a lot of people in the state of Montana, our vision of the future is very limited. Mm-hmm. You came up and visited my hometown.
Yeah.
I mean, there compared to Phoenix is quite a drastic change.
Yeah.
But also I have friends that grew up in towns of 1,500 or 2,500 people. Mm-hmm. And this is where we trained out of, just the the shittiest of training facilities and whatnot. But I always knew as a child, not only about my success or what I wanted to do in terms of sports, but I always knew that I was going to have a life somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It's a weird thing for me when I was a kid, because I was like, man, I'm just a kid, man. But I would remember looking out the car window and we'd be driving by, and I'd see flashes of what my life would look like. And I knew that my life didn't mean to stay in Montana. And for some reason, that just continually pulled me from decision to decision. I was the first one at my school, besides the emo kids back in 2009, to wear Vans shoes.
Really?
I took a spring break trip down here, and my mom was living down here at the time. And everybody was wearing Vans and tube socks.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it, baby. Montana's 15 years behind. Mm-hmm. So whatever happens right now is going to hit Montana in 15 years. I swear, dude. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why there's a lot of traditional things in Montana that are still working that don't work in the real world. Uh-huh. But when I was a kid, these were all different situations where I saw a vision about my future. I had this vision, and ultimately I wanted to get the fuck out of my hometown. And I'm so grateful that was what had happened, because me getting out of my hometown has created such opportunities to connect to people like yourself, be in a situation of really expanding my perspective of the world. I've lived in 6 different states now. I've traveled out of the country, etc. And I've done it all. I mean, I've went on the Discovery Channel and fucking have businesses and all sorts of, lived with monks and all sorts of different things. But ultimately, just bringing it back all together is similar vision. I knew that there was something in life that I was destined to do and to be, but ultimately didn't quite know it. But I knew that there was something inside of me, and all that didn't start coming together until later, until my early 20s, and then I was an addict through my early 20s, halfway through, and then decided to change my life at age 25. Mm-hmm. But I still had that it factor, just like you. But my life kind of took me astray after I injured my back. Uh-huh. And so I lost a few years. And I lost a few years of actual hands-on production per se. But I gained a lot in terms of what I did. I fucking lived out of a backpack, and I had a truck, and I couch surfed from friend's house to friend's house, and lived in the mountains, and had all these different experiences. So ultimately for me, my where I gained the most clarity was doing so much. Yeah. Doing a lot of things.